I'm 30. I'm 30. I made it into a whole new decade. Welcome back to Desirable Beauty. For those of you who don't know, my name is Desiree and this is my channel, Desirable Beauty. Duh. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know it has been 4 months to be exact since the last time that I posted a video, and you guys would not believe it. I can't wait to share with you what has happened, what, you know, updates and everything like that. But before we get into that, I definitely want to thank all of you who have, even the months that I did not post, I was able to pass 500 subbies. So I'm so thankful for that, and thankful to all of you who did subscribe to my channel. It means the absolute world that you guys subscribe to my channel, being that I haven't posted a video in 4 months. So even though to some people 500 may not be like that big of a deal, to me 500 is a win. Whether it's small or big, a win is a win. So I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so appreciative of that. And now I'm halfway there. So we're almost to 1,000. Let's get us there. But yes, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and comment, and turn that notification bell on so that way you can be notified whenever I do upload a video. So let's go ahead and get into where has your girl been? Like, where have I been? There's a lot that has actually happened in the past 4 months. So what is this, like June? So maybe about 5 months now since I've uploaded, but there has been a lot that has happened. So as first and foremost, and I'm gonna insert little clips here and there or whatever, your girl turned 30. Thank you. Oh, I should have brought my Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Desiree. Happy birthday to you. To the team, sis. 30 games. I know I don't look close to 30 at all, but it's okay, I know. Thank you. But yes, your girl did turn 30. I turned 30 on March the 23rd. And not only that, before I turned 30 in March, in the month of February, I actually ended up moving to North Carolina. So I am no longer in Virginia, and I'm so ecstatic and so excited that I was able to move before I turned 30, because that actually was a goal of mine, was to move to North Carolina before I turned 30. And I'm so thankful that God allowed it to happen. So I'll get into the whole spiel of how that even happened, because that was kind of a stressful situation. But yes, so I know initially when I first came on here, I was saying how like I felt like I wasn't gonna be working like 9 to 5 anymore or anything like that, which I still do feel like that is the case. Now, here's my dilemma, or here's my issue, is that I feel as though at the time when I feel like I got that word, like it's okay sometimes if you get it wrong, and it's okay. Like, don't be, sometimes we'll hear something and we think that that means now, when it might not mean now. It could just mean, you know. And then sometimes we could get the word and it means now, but we just don't do what we're supposed to do. We're not, you know, we're not acting in obedience to allow that thing to take place. Some things are conditioned upon our obedience. Anyways, that's like a whole word. Last year when I had lost my job, I felt like I was getting confirmation from God that that was going to be it. I was going to be done working, you know, in corporate or whatever, and I was just going to solely focus on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, things got extremely hard, very, very hard if I'm being transparent. And I was like, listen, it got me so much into like a depression that I don't wanna just throw the word depression around, but I mean, I feel like I was really getting into that place some days, to where I wouldn't do content, I wouldn't post. And I've said that in other videos that I have posted on here that was going on. And so then I got lazy. And of course, when I'm not focused on this, how do I expect to make something out of this? You know, if I'm not really putting my all and putting the effort and putting the time and, you know, being consistent with it, how do I expect it to become something? You know what I'm saying? It's like, God, like I'm tired, and like I was struggling really bad. Let me not say I was struggling really bad, because I was still having some money come in, but it wasn't enough. I had certain goals that I wanted. Became lazy, became depressed, and it was just like, yeah, okay. So I ended up applying a job, and I said, one day I said, I'm gonna test the waters and see. I'm gonna apply to a job in North Carolina, and I'm gonna see if I just get it. I just wanna test the waters and see. So I applied for a few jobs back home in Virginia, and I also applied for one job here in North Carolina. Mostly none of the jobs in Virginia were given. Like they were just, I feel like I was really settling when it came to those jobs. So thankfully, no door was open with those. So when it came to the one in North Carolina, I actually had got an interview very quickly, did the interview process, and then I had did the little video interview process, had another interview, and then ended up getting the job. The reason why I felt like that job was from God was because the second interview that I had, I was under the impression that it was just me meeting the people that hire me, like that it wasn't like another interview. And so I wasn't really prepared for that I already got the job. So I had the meeting, or what I thought was a meeting, and I could not find the Zoom link. Like I could not find the Zoom link, y'all, in my email. I literally had seen it the night before, and I could not find it the next day. So I'm like, okay, this must not be from God, because now I'm about to be 10 minutes late to this meeting. And so I show up, and it's the assistant vice president and my manager that is on the Zoom. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I am so sorry. I'm sorry I was late, I couldn't find the link, blah blah blah. Then I found out that this was a whole nother interview. Like I'm 10 minutes late to this whole interview, and I wasn't even looking all that great. I mean, like I was looking okay, but it wasn't like, yeah, I could have probably did better. So ended up doing the questions, and one of the things at the end that the assistant vice president said was she was looking for someone. I asked her what are some things that she's looking for in a future candidate, and she said she was looking for someone, you know, who's punctual, amongst other things. So I was like, oh man, well, I don't have this job. And she's like, well, we're gonna look through other applicants, we'll let you know. And I'm just like, okay, yep, I don't have this job. So I was praying to God about it, and then I felt like God was like, if I don't give you this job, like, would you be okay? Like, would you just know maybe this isn't the time yet? And so I had to go through a short period of time where I was just like, you know what? Okay. I had to go through a period of time where I was like, okay, you know what? Just surrender it to God. If it's not his will, it's just not his will for me to have this job, and it's okay. So gave it to God. That was not easy, but I gave it to God. And, the next day, I think it was the next day, I got a call saying that I actually ended up getting the job. And I was so freaking ecstatic, like, yes, like I got the job. Like, mind you, I hadn't looked at any apartments. I hadn't looked at anything of where I was gonna stay, none of this. So as soon as I got the job, I literally had maybe about 2 or 3 weeks to prepare, move. So I didn't have time to, I think it was maybe like 2 weeks actually. I didn't really have time to come up here, figure out. So I was gonna do like a whole roommate situation or whatever. And I ended up getting a roommate that I am currently with now. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I don't recommend anybody to do this, but I really did take a leap of faith with this. Got a roommate maybe about 2 or 3 days before I even moved here. Like, and here's why I'm like, God is so good. Everyone was charging like a buku amount of money to rent out a room. But the roommate that I have now, oh my gosh, not only was he under what I was looking for, I was also looking for a place where I had my own bathroom, where I had my own room, you know, whatever. And it just worked out so perfectly. Here's the kicker. I did move in with the guy. So it was a guy I grew up with in church. It was his cousin, and he was telling me how his cousin, just talk to his cousin. His cousin may be willing to let me, room. And I'm not gonna lie, I did not want to live with a guy at first because I was like, I don't know what, men, I done seen the movies. They could be on something. So I was like, But I was like, you know what? Everything is just lining up with this. And I was like, maybe this is God. So I talked to my aunt. I sought counsel about it. Everything seemed to be, copacetic. So I ended up moving in with a guy. And it turns out, like I said, I don't recommend just doing what I did, just moving all willy-nilly and you don't even know the person. But it turns out to be really, really God. And God has really protected me and everything throughout this whole time since I've been here. And I ain't gonna lie, when I first got here, y'all, I definitely locked my door every single night. I was not playing. Such an amazing roommate. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. He's super, super great. Like, best roommate situation I've ever been in. So amazing. I was only gonna stay with him for like 4 months. So this will be my last month and I'm actually moving into my own place because I did have time to look. But yeah, so that's that here. And I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna insert some clips, y'all. My car was packed out. I have a very small car. For those of you who don't know what a Chevrolet Spark is, look it up. It's a real small car. I packed that thing out. Okay, do you hear me? Pack that thing out. The moment I seen the sign for North Carolina, because I don't really want to say the actual city, like, I'm really here. Like, nothing wrong with Virginia, but I outgrew Virginia. I've been there almost all my life. Well, all my life. Wow, like, I did it. Like, God did it. Like, I was able to be here. So it has been nothing but great. I absolutely love it here. I'm not gonna sit here and say everything has been all peaches and cream. When I first got here, I did feel extremely lonely and just I started seeking out friendships and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I did lose myself in God. And one of the things I will say is, before you move to another state, try to scope out churches and stuff, like online and stuff like that, before you get here. That way, when you get here, you don't keep putting it off, and then you don't become involved. I would definitely recommend that before moving to another state, is definitely do that, because oh my gosh, I fell off tremendously and when I got here, like, in my faith, and I was trying so hard, but I just felt so lonely, y'all. Like, lonely. Even though I was happy I was here, at the same time I felt really, really lonely. I don't know if that really makes sense. Like, how can you be happy somewhere but you're lonely? But yeah, I was lonely, and that does make sense. So I was lonely, and I wasn't really involved in church. I didn't find a church. It has been an experience. But I am trying to get back involved in church now. I did find a church that I can at least go to in the meantime until I find what I really, really want. God did this before I turned 30, and I found 2 really great friends here, and they've been so amazing. They are both believers, so I absolutely love that. And they're just so down to earth. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I cannot complain. I'm grateful. Sometimes it's still a shock that I'm no longer in Virginia, like, that I'm literally away now. Like, even though it's not that far, but I really, did something that I had sought out to do, and I'm just so, like, this is where I am now. Like, and to be honest, I don't see myself going back to Virginia. But yeah, so this has been the update. This is where I am. I love it here. I love the balance, like a little bit of country, a little bit of city life. I am a country and city girl. I can't just have all country and I just can't have all city. Are any of you guys like that? Like, you kind of need that balance. I want to go see the mountains and the animals and the cows and stuff, and then I also want to go in the city and see all the buildings and stuff like that. So definitely put God first. That, as cliche as it may sound, keep God first. I will talk about some things later that have transpired since I've been here, where I lost myself. So I'm gonna insert some more clips that I didn't insert in the video so you guys can see what the journey was like and what I've been doing and all those things like that. So I definitely hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm thankful once again for all the subscribers that I do have. I'm about to be focused and start getting back into more content. I am praying and trusting God that this will actually be my last corporate job. And nothing against corporate, like I will say that 10 times again, nothing wrong with corporate, but I do pray that this is the last time. So keep the faith, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.